Welcome to our little podcast, Hollywood Cats, a podcat about cat stories, cat care tips, and just a fun time to chat about cats. Hollywood Cats is hosted by Holly Meowie, president of the LA Cat Club, a not-for-profit cat rescue. Hollywood Cats is also hosted by Mark Rawlings, fellow cat lover and cat daddy, keeping the dream alive, talking about cats. And now, from the Sunset Strip in Hollywood, here are Holly and Mark, your Hollywood Cats.
It is time for another Hollywood Cats podcast, and there's my catner partner in crime, Holly Meowie. Hi.
Meow, chicken, meow, meow.
Yeah, there you go. You're all chipper.
Yeah, I am. It's hot. It's the summertime, and I'm feeling good.
Oh, that's good to hear. Good to hear. Well, let's talk about some cats. How about that? Does that sound like something we should do here?
My favorite topic of the universe.
It is your favorite topic. So we're going to talk about Mr. Cornelius Cornbread, the adorable kitten with white eyebrows. He looks like an old man. Very cute. What's his story?
Yeah, he's from Nashville, Tennessee, apparently. And it's interesting because he's a Bombay like you have, Mark.
Oh, I love Bombays. Bombay black cats.
Yeah, all black. And you think he has white eyebrows, but actually it's bald. Over his eyebrows.
Oh, yeah, they look like they're like old man white eyebrows, but you're right, there's just not hair there. That's really cute.
But
Amazing.
There's no fur there, so that's why it looks like he has white eyebrows. And I just started following him on Instagram. He is at Cornelius Cornbread Chronicles.
So he's over 7,000 followers, which is darn good for a cat, right?
Oh, yeah, that's really good for a cat, especially, you get these unique-looking cats like that, and they become instant internet sensations overnight because they look so interesting. He's got that sassy, concerned look on his face.
Always looking
kind of
concerned.
He looks charming and intelligent at the same time.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of his pictures. One here, he just looks kind of mad, kind of pissed off, and then he has an interested look, and he has a very dapper look, too. You put a bow tie on him, he's quite the gentleman.
Yeah, and he apparently has the personality to go with the looks. Like according to his mommy, he's an attention whore. He loves attention. She actually went, I guess there was a litter of Bombay kittens that were born, and she had gone to, she had lost her other kitty and wanted to get a new kitty to help grieve. And when she went there, apparently all the kittens were named after, there was coleslaw, cornbread, and beans. And I guess they had gone to see Beans.
Okay.
But Cornbread stole the show. He
Cornbread
wanted to go home with that family.
Okay. And then
so he totally, he impressed them.
So he was already Cornbread. Did they add the Cornelius to the Cornbread name, or how did that work?
Yeah, they added the Cornelius to the Cornbread.
Okay.
And then, added Chronicles to the end of it to make him like, a story on Instagram for everyone to follow. And he's just such a sassy boy. He jumps on your shoulders and he meows a lot. And, he's just so photogenic, and he's totally cute. Everybody's got to follow him.
I was going to say, it's about time that we had a unique cat, because we've lost a couple of them. What was there? The Sassy Cat. What were their names? The ones that in the last year?
Grumpy Cat.
We lost. Yeah, Grumpy Cat, and there was another one too.
Yeah, and then Little Bub.
Little Bubs.
Little
Bub
that's passed on.
Yeah.
So there, and then there was like a Colonel Mustard Sergeant Cat that passed on. I know there's so many kitties. It's hard to keep them all straight. But yeah, so we need a new. We always need new celebrity cats that pop up to keep us interested in cat lives, because cats aren't super sociable.
True.
Unless they're they like to be in their own environment. So you see dogs out and about at restaurants and places everywhere you go, but cats really social media has just made them soar and have lots of fans because they're filmed in the safety of their own home and they feel comfortable, you know?
Yeah, most definitely. So here in this pandemic, you're always looking for something to do. Get your Instagram out and check out Cornelius Cornbread. Correct?
Chronicles. Cornelius Cornbread Chronicles.
Triple C. Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and another thing that's become very popular here in the pandemic is dating sites. Even though it's kind of odd to me that you can't really go and meet somebody, or you shouldn't meet them. I'm sure there are people breaking the rules, but revenue is way up, viewership, memberships, all of that are reported super high during this. And one of the things that people shouldn't do, I should say guys shouldn't do, is don't admit that you like cats, or don't photograph it if you're trying to make an initial impression, which I tend to disagree with, but I also understand. CNN has an interesting article, want to attract women, keep your cat out of your dating profile. What do you think about that from a female perspective?
Well, you know, I'm such a giant cat lover, and any guy that I would ever be with must love cats, or all bets are off.
True.
But I will say, I don't know what it is, but there's something about guys that post pictures with cats. There's a guy I follow on Instagram. I'm not going to say who he is. I don't want to hurt his feelings.
Mm-hmm.
But he just is not attracting to me because he does all these videos with his cats, and it's not a very masculine vibe. And a lot of times women like super masculine guys.
Of course.
You know, because that's just like what women are attracted to usually, not as them. You know, I've had my share of feminine guys, boyfriends in my life, and I ended up breaking up with them because I was like, wow, you can fit into my pants, and you are interested in my makeup, and you know, I love my gay guy friends, and I totally like guys that dress up like girls. I'm the biggest drag queen fan you'll meet in your life. And I like men that like cats, but I like them to be undercover cat lovers and love my cats, not like super expose how much they love cats, because I've always thought it was cute when guys had a dog on their arm.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know why.
Yeah, that's true. I remember back in my dating days, I think it was Match.com, but I had they ask if you have pets, what kind of pets, cat, dog, whatever. And I remember a couple of women just giving me trouble about it. Or I approach them and they're like, oh, you have cats. And it puts you into a category that clearly is not appealing to all.
Yeah, it's not. And they did a study about it at Colorado State University and found that women on these sites are just less likely to swipe right, which, you know, on Tinder or whatnot, if there is a guy with a cat in his profile.
Yeah, I saw that.
Ew.
Yeah, the scientists showed hundreds of women photos of two men, both men pictured with and without a cat, and every time almost, which is kind of scary. So it's the men holding cats were viewed as less masculine, more neurotic, agreeable, and open, and less dateable, much like you just said, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, kind of. And, you know, and this is not dogs. This is just cats. You know, it's kind of, and you know what else women don't like is women don't like men that, I mean, this has nothing to do with cats, but women don't like men that pose with other friends.
Really?
Or like, you know, they like guys that pose by themselves. You know, with a dog is actually cute, but you know, they don't like a dude with all his bros. Like,
really, you know, interesting. Well, that says something though. Yeah, that says you're a partier, and that could be a stigma too.
Yeah, that's also a no-no. You know, women don't dislike men that have cats. It's not that. It's just for some reason, if you're like showing pictures with your cat, it just seems like you could be a little bit more high maintenance than the average guy. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's just kind of what
I never did
cat
that.
Census is.
Yeah, I never did it as much as I like cats, and I never did it, and I really never admitted it, except in the profile, and it did come up. And then the other problem was so many, I'd say 50-50, claim they have allergy issues with it. So, A, they don't like the lack of masculinity, or supposed, with the cat in your picture, and B, that if you got allergies in there, it really slims the herd. I have to admit.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because as being this giant cat lover that I am, I always felt like there's guys that I would look at on social media or whatnot, and I'm like, yeah, he just seems kind of just not as cool as, I don't know.
Well,
it's
what if
weird,
it's
or just as sexy as a guy with a dog?
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Momoa. Who's the guy you like? Momoa, the actor? Just Jason Momoa?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, there was a picture, we talked about this on one of the podcasts, where he's holding a cat. That's fine by you, I'm sure.
Yeah, he could pose with a giant pickle, and he could pose with a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, that's true.
But
that's
he's
true.
not so there's a difference between a guy who's super masculine like Jason Momoa, who they put a cat in his arms for a
Right.
picture and it's super cute and adorable, versus a guy that always posts pictures with his cat, and the guy who married his cat, for that we had talked about on another podcast.
Right, the married guy.
That guy it's kind of a turn off. You're marrying your cat. I don't know.
Kind of a turn
It's kind
off,
of a
just
turn off
slightly.
to girls. It's weird.
Yeah, just saying. You married a cat, women might not like you. Note to self.
Yeah, but women do, love animals. And
True.
It's not to say that she will completely write you off if you have cats, because that's not the case. And of course, women like you to come into the relationship and not say get rid of her cats. There's been times before where a guy has tried to get women to get rid of their cat, and that is you meet a guy like that and dump him immediately. You don't need to be in that relationship. If a guy tries to tell you to get rid of your animals, that's not a relationship you need to be in. So there is that aspect to the whole relationship situation and dating and stuff. If your guy won't have anything to do with your animals.
Well, and being a guy, guys will pretty much tell you anything in the beginning, and then they start to whittle apart what they don't like. And if they don't like animals, we really don't like them anyway. So who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always keep your guard up. It's a red flag if a guy tries to, acts like he loves your cats at first, and then as time goes on and you guys get more serious, all of a sudden the cat is not as acceptable anymore. That is a red flag that the relationship must not continue anymore, and you need to find someone else wherever you find people.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything's all on the dating apps now, so
yeah. Well, the moral of the story is, let me give you the finale. 38% of women said they were likely or very likely to casually date, which means a whole lot of them won't. And then 37% said they'd consider a serious relationship, which means it's way the majority going the other direction. So if you have a cat, don't put it in the picture, and maybe don't even admit it initially. That's you go in there and you get them all locked in.
You can say you like cats in your profile,
yeah, that's true.
Verbally say, "Oh, I've got a cat," or "I like cats." That's fine. But there's people that are out there, men that are out there. There's one in particular that I have in my head, and he's less attractive for some reason. He's a good-looking guy.
It's okay. You can tell me.
The way he acts with his cats is such a turnoff.
Right.
I just can't explain it.
Yeah, I understand. Well, that's an interesting subject matter because I've talked about it before.
Dorky.
Yeah. It's kind of an interesting read, though. It was on CNN if you want to check it out. But I guess that will wrap up our Hollywood Cats podcast. We covered some lighthearted ground today. What's going on with you on social media, and where can they find you, Holly Meowie?
I'm at Holly Meowie on Facebook, Holly Meowie on Instagram, LA Cat Club on Instagram, LA Cat Club on Facebook, and the LA Cat Club on Twitter. And it's always cattastic to talk to you, Marky.
It is, absolutely. And you need to get back in the studio soon. Hopefully this catdemic will be over and we'll get back to normal here on the Hollywood Cats podcast.
From Hollywood, you've been listening to Hollywood Cats, stories and facts about cats. Be sure to join us next time for more with Holly and Mark. And don't forget our website, HollywoodCats.com. That's Hollywood and cats ending in Z. HollywoodCats.com. Thanks for joining us on Hollywood Cats.